welcome to North Georgia Now Today. Today my co-host is my daughter, Angela Burgess. On Fridays, we're going to have guest co-host. We're going to have you kind of sub sometimes because just in case I go to Alaska for about 3 days, I need you to come in and step in. It's good to be here with you.
If you go to Alaska,
I'm
going with you.
I knew she'd say that. I knew she'd say that. And you know, guys, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a guest whose boat, the Risky Business, actually was on Deadliest Catch. It went down in the Bering Sea, and everybody on board was saved, which is very, very rare. And Captain Matt Shadle, who you and I'm friends with, he's coming down, and he's going to be on the show, and I think you'll enjoy that because many people in this area are addicted to Deadliest Catch, and you know you never call Angela's house when she's watching Deadliest Catch unless you want to hear her go, what? So
yes, exactly.
I think they'll enjoy that, and we've been using a lot of his halibut recipes on Heart of the Home, and he's coming down, so I'm excited about now. His boat is called the Lucky Lady. The Lucky Lady. It is very funny because in our travels with the Heart of the Home, we've met so many neat people. In 5 weeks of being on the air here, I can't tell you how many people we meet and they stop and see us and they stop and talk, and it's wonderful, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Say hello to John, who came in the shop.
One day this gentleman comes in, his name's John Gallen, and he actually sent an email yesterday, and it says, "Hi Cherie, I'm the guy that stopped by the store last Friday. Thanks for the CDs. Have not stopped."
And I'm so glad he sent that because I didn't know his last name.
Yeah, have not stopped listening to them. Matt's an awesome preacher as well as a singer, and so is Melton. He's equally good. Have to be in Jonesboro on Thursday, but if the traffic is not too bad, I hope to get to Mineral Bluff to see the Inspirations, which was last night. And he'll be taping the show as he does every day. God bless John Gallen. So yeah, he came in and it was really, really nice to, let him come in and meet you. And he was really excited. And
nice man.
Yeah.
And he sent us some thoughts, and I want you to read some of these because every day we do a little thought or we have a little blessing, and he sent us some great ones. So I thank you.
Lord, thank you for loyal, loving friends who are there in winter or springtime fair. New acquaintances are easy to come by, but true friendship is extremely rare. A friend always sees the best in you, although they've known you at your worst. They laugh with you in the good times. When storms threaten, they'll be there first.
That's right. That's right. And that's what friendship's about. That's what friendship's about. And we have made some awesome friendships. And last night, Charlie and Marjorie Moe were there again. We got to see them, and I introduced them to the guys. And we have a long history, and I had told Matt and Melton about them yesterday, and they got to meet them. They're the folks who stopped by the shop and said they weren't sure if I would want to meet them because I had a long history. But anyway, he's a preacher up here in LJ, watches every day, and hello to Marjorie and Charlie, and it was great to see you last night. And I'm going to have to, with my little age thing, sometimes I don't remember names, and last night I met so many people, and I can't remember all their names, but I did get a couple of emails this morning from a couple of them, and it was such a blessing. And the church, let me tell you, I'd never been to Mineral Bluff. I'd been where you go 60 and turn and go to Bryson City up to Murphy, but I'd never been actually to Mineral Bluff. And the nicest people. The church was packed. They were hanging them from the rafters. The balcony was full. The walls were full. The stage was full. The choir was full. Great service, great service. And it was funny because people ran up to Melton and said, "Didn't I see you on TV Tuesday?" And then they'd look at Darren, "Weren't you on TV today?" Yeah, and folks are watching. And Melton asked for a raise of hands, who watches ETC. A lot of folks have ETC up there, so thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you for helping make last night such a success because the guys were thrilled. They left going to Jacksonville last night. And we're a little bit sad to leave that 5-pound meatloaf sitting at my house. They wanted to know, could I make them some meatloaf sandwiches to take with them? But last night was a wonderful night for me, and I met a lot of new people that tune in all the time, so thank you very much. And today, one lady came up and she said, "I don't get dressed until you go off the air. I'm always in my pajamas and I'm always comfy." So I've named Fridays now Comfy Friday instead of Casual Friday.
I like comfy.
Yeah, and then her husband came up and said, "Yeah, and most days I don't get breakfast till you go off the air." And I thought that was funny.
And what's he going to do when it's 2 hours?
That's what another man walked up and said, "Is it true you're going to 2 hours?" My wife will never get anything done. She turned around and said, "Well, you watch it as much as I do." So thanks, guys, for tuning in. You have made this 5 weeks so much fun. It has been fun.
And you're my mama, and so I'm going to watch. But I love to hear the guests because it's so local, and you
It
learn
is.
so much about where we are that you would never know
Right.
otherwise. And so we're constantly, Kathy and I are just glued to the TV.
Right.
It's like, if Mama gets mad we're not working yet, it's her fault.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, when Miss Georgia Marie Cagle was talking about Talking Rock, I found a picture of you in the Talking Rock Creek when you were about 3 years old in a pair of panties, just playing in the creek. And I thought, well, I would bring that on the air, but I doubt if my 29 plus daughter,
29 and a half.
29 and a half daughter would want me to have the picture of her in Talking Rock Creek in her panties, so I didn't bring that, guys. But speaking of daughters,
Yes.
whose birthday is it
Today
today?
is my daughter Victoria's 20th birthday, so happy birthday. I woke her up this morning. She's in college in Atlanta, and I called her, and she's like, hello. I'm like, oh, wake up, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. So, and tonight is going to be an incredible night because she is actually opening, she's going to college at Savannah College of Art and Design, and she's doing photography. She submitted some photos and actually got chosen for a real gallery show, and the opening's tonight. So we are just thrilled to death. We're going to be going to that, and oh
She
my
was
gosh,
excited.
we couldn't be more excited because she's like, Mom, I'm a sophomore and the odds were against me, but she submitted and got chosen for one. So
Right.
tonight, that's how we'll celebrate her birthday, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, and she is, a lot of 20-year-olds aren't sure where their direction is. She loves photography. She loves the video industry. She loves doing radio. She's a DJ in Atlanta, has a part-time job doing that. So, it's good to see a well-grounded 20-year-old, and she is that. And happy birthday, Tori. We love you. We love you. We love you.
And don't do the math because I am 29 and a half.
Yeah. That's right. And another happy birthday. I guarantee you Mineral Bluff, Salem number 2, was happy that Miss Picola Holcomb, who will celebrate her birthday on Sunday, gave birth to Michael P. Holcomb, who 6'4", 94, who sang last night. And people sitting around me, some had never heard him, and they were like, oh, wow, he's great, he's great, he is great, and he's a wonderful man.
Yeah.
And that's something, speaking of my co-host, on Monday, I have absolutely Matt Dibler, the best. Tuesday, Melton Campbell, the best. Wednesday, Darren Osborne, the best. They are the best, and they're as good a men as they are singers. So it's so good to have them here with me, and I love that. And they tease each other, and yesterday we were doing Heart of the Home, and we had 2 minutes to go, and Darren was singing us off, and it was great, and Matt and Melton snuck in the kitchen door and harmonized with him. So it made a great show, and they have that fellowship. They're preachers, they're good guys. Actually, Melton was a diesel mechanic. Did you know that about him?
I did not know that until he said that this
On
week.
the show the other day, and we had said hello to the people at Parks because I
Yeah.
told him about the diesel shop over there, and I said something about Travis Tritt's bus being over there occasionally. This morning the bus is sitting there.
Oh, was it? I didn't even notice.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, and Travis Tritt's another guy who's local who got his start in gospel music. So it's interesting. But we have a lot of talent in this area, and I'm so glad that the guys do take the time to come and be with us because I know y'all are enjoying them, and we could see that everywhere we go, people talk about it. So now I didn't ask Adam, did he say we had obits? We do. We're going to go to the obituaries right now. When we come back, you're going to be joined by one of ETC's finest, Billy Cantrell. Y'all hang around. We'll be right back. Uh-oh, we just got a phone call. I feel bad. Mama Lucy called and said, you look younger than 29.
Rock on, Miss
Rock on,
Lucy.
Miss Lucy.
I love you, sweetheart.
Wow. Well, Mr. Cantrell, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Now, tell me about yourself. You've worked for ETC how long?
30 years last time around.
You've worked here longer than Angela is old. That's funny.
I first went to work with a telephone company right out of high school in 1962, and that has been a while.
Wow.
And I was gone about 5 years during that time, and I came back in 77, and I've been back since September 77.
Seen a lot of growth, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of change. I remember back in the days, the old steel open wire cross arm insulator type
Oh, yes,
stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
We had to do a lot of most all of our work was hand done. You know, we didn't have any line equipment or anything like we do now. And I remember the first touch-tone phones, and so yeah, I go way back.
Remember what it sounded like when you used to dial? Do you remember that? Those
Yeah.
heavy telephones, and you dial, and it's like, oh, this is going to take 20 minutes to dial this number, and now, da-da-da-da-da. It's funny how I never think about things like that.
What's really strange is go back and do it now and see how long it seems like it takes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, yeah. And you know, we are spoiled because I don't really understand speed dialing. But I know when a radio station has a contest, people program numbers into speed dialing. And I don't know how that gets you through any faster. Do you understand that?
Well, it just the automated equipment takes the numbers and stores them, and when it gets the number in there, it just dumps it. So, you know, it's
That's something.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it I don't understand, but that's kind of the way that works. I heard you talking about kind of off the telephone thing here a little bit. The inspirations. I remember seeing the inspirations. I don't know what year it was, but my wife's got a sister, and her husband passed away, but they live in Dahlonega, and I remember the inspirations coming to Dahlonega in a Ford van, and when they was, I think all of them still in school, and I don't guess they remember me, but I remember them coming.
You should have come last night.
Well, I would have liked to, but
Yeah, it was one of the best. It was absolutely one of the best things I've ever been to, and the fellowship there, the people in that area were so warm and so welcoming. And I'd never been there, and I would never have had another reason to go there.
You didn't meet Kenneth Mann by any chance?
The
did you?
preacher. Is that
Yeah.
the pastor up there?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. He hugged me when I first walked in the door, and I thought, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he really was. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's
and
a nice-
I said that's what I liked about it. It's very warm and welcoming. And now, you know, I did notice when I turned down to go down that road, it's very, very rural. Does ETC cover areas like that? That
Well,
are so rural?
I don't think we go all the way up to that church, but we go down Highway 60 there, where you turn off to go to Salem number 2.
Right.
We go a little piece up that road, but we don't
It's
cover
3 miles to the church. I
Yeah.
know my cell phone didn't work there.
Yeah.
And that's why I got to wondering if, you know, if it did have, it's very rural, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And the stained glass window in there was just amazing. And I was just, and I thought, well, I'm so glad they did this. And they had been trying for 10 years to get the inspirations there.
Yeah.
So, and somebody walked up to Archie last night and said, I went to school with him. And you know, Archie looks about your age. I don't know what age you are, but I think he's 59.
I'm 63.
Well, you look younger than Archie does. Don't tell Archie I said that. He's going to be on the show next week. He'll kill me. But it was funny because this lady said, I went to school with Archie. So people came from everywhere. And actually, the people sitting in front of me were from Locust Grove. And I said, did y'all have a problem finding this place? They said, no, we just followed the directions. So it was just go 60 and turn. That was easy. But I did notice it's very, very rural out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Now, do you
it's-
work the Ducktown area too?
I not as much. We don't have as much underground utilities up there, and actually that's what I do now. Is when you do that one call, like you see ads all the time, you know, call before you dig.
Oh, yes.
Well,
oh, yes.
I get those tickets, and I sort them of a morning, and the ones I need to go on, then I do, and of course we cover all the way from Ducktown to Univetter Road and Canton, so it's a
Right.
little bit of area to cover. So up in the north area, I usually hand those off to one of the guys that work in that area. So unless I don't have tickets on the south end, then at the end of the day, I have to report on all the tickets, whether I needed to locate, whether I did or not, and we have so many hours to get that done before we're late. So we don't like to be late on our tickets. We like to get them done.
Let me ask you something. Are most subdivisions now underground utilities?
Yeah, pretty much.
Has that made your job easier?
Well, it makes the countryside look better.
It does. I live in a subdivision. I live over at Harris Acres, and we do have underground utilities. And I didn't think it would make a difference when I
It
bought.
really does.
It is wonderful. It looks very nice.
But
My
as far as
street is like
making it
that.
easier, I wouldn't say it makes it easier. Actually, it gives me more work to do. So,
Well, it keeps you
when
working.
yeah, but it's as far as easier or not easier, it's according to what you do, I guess. And but I think the subdivisions look better, without all of the wires and stuff.
Definitely, yes.
But then if lines are built neat, they don't look bad.
Right, and some places you can't go underground.
Right,
Like the road I went down yesterday, there ain't no way. It would cost a fortune to do that. So,
Right.
but one of the other things that I'm learning about every day is everything that's done over, I guess for not the internet, but things are like one of the guys last week, he said everything is so technical and it's so simple by mashing buttons. Where you used to go out, everything's done from a switching station and all these things I'm learning about, and I'm thinking, well, if one thing goes down in your operations, does it take everything down because it is centralized?
No, and it's actually not that simple. A lot of folks say, well, all you got to do is flip that switch or push that button.
Oh yeah, it's not that
There's a lot
simple.
goes on between that button and where you are.
Yeah.
And if everything's not in order between those places, you can push the button and it's still got problems. So you got to have everything in order.
Yeah.
And but
I have
basically,
heard people say when they call, well, I don't know why they don't flip that switch back.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Now, let me ask you something. Somebody told me that you like antique music instruments. Is that
Yeah.
true? What kind of music instruments?
Well, I guess I like old fiddles, violins better
yeah.
than anything. And
Can you play them?
well, I play some. I say I usually tell folks that nobody likes to hear me play but me. But I can play a few tunes, and I know a few chords on the guitar, and I used to play the mandolin, believe it or not, in high school with my brother Morgan and Tim Parker. And we had a FFA string band, and I played
Wow.
with them a little bit.
So were you involved in the Morgan Cantrell Heart Fund when it first started?
No, not really. He kind of they sort of outgrew me in the music business, and I sort of fell by the wayside. But he always practiced it, and he got pretty good, and I never did think I was.
Now,
So
what instrument did he play? I don't.
He played a guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
You know, Phil that works here the other night came in here and they were working on a set of drums, and Phil just picked up the guitar and started playing, and I said, play a song, and he didn't know that one, but he knew another one that I recognized, and I thought, well, wow. I think he taught himself, so that's interesting. Now,
Yeah.
you just kind of, the mandolin, I think, is the hardest thing to play. Nicholas has been doing that, but he also has a fiddle, and he's never even picked it up. He bought it at a pawn shop and thought he'd learn, but I think it intimidated him. Is it intimidating?
Well, I've had people tell me that they thought a violin was the hardest instrument to learn
think
to
it
play,
is.
but to me, it's not, because that's what I want to do.
Really?
So I don't feel that way about it. I guess I can do as much with one of those as I can anything else. So, but it's what I like to do, So, but I'm still learning.
Are you a Charlie Daniels fan, or you're a who do you like? Primitive Quartet?
Well, I like bluegrass, gospel, and I just like I guess you say I like back porch picking. I just like home fun
Kind of like the
stuff.
picking in the park.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't really play. I never played much in the public. I just I know the difference between good music and not so good, and I'm not so good.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
Now, will you help with the Morgan Cantrell Heart Fund next week?
Usually I don't. I usually try to come, but
And we hope everybody comes.
Yeah.
That's one of the things ETC is so involved
Yeah,
in. And
yeah.
now, was he your brother-in-law?
yeah, he's my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he started that way back early. I don't know how many years. I think he did it like 25 years himself, and he passed away in '87. Right. So it's been a pretty long going thing, you know, and they named it in his honor, you know, whenever he was gone. So that's why it's got that name to it, you know.
Now, is the rest of your family music? Can anybody else play?
Well, we all on my mom's side pretty much sang a little, and you know, her brothers could play a guitar a little, and you know, just a long ways from professional, but we enjoyed picking and singing, and we all sing. I've sung at church all my life, and I guess what little I've ever the music that I've learned, you know, or know, is kind of just from singing at church and stuff. And
last night, have you heard the Kaylors sing?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness, are they wonderful? I was
They're
sitting
good.
there and I thought, well, this is as good as seeing the Inspirations. They
Yeah.
were really good. They sang a couple of songs last night, and that was neat. And it is funny. We know our family, no singing talent, not much music. Yeah, don't give me that look. You can't
the
sing-
shower?
In the shower, yeah. But it's funny how some families have that God-given talent and some have none. We have none.
Whenever
I bet you have more than you think you do.
No, we don't have none. Do we?
No, we really don't. We'll show you one day.
No, we won't.
No, I was just thinking the memory that comes to my mind when somebody talks about a fiddle or something is watching Little House on the Prairie and Pa playing after dinner, you know,
yeah.
and that would just seem like so much fun. You know, they had, of course, nothing like we have now, and that was the entertainment. When you're talking about playing, that's what I think about, that
Yeah.
little fun memory of playing, you know, in the dark. And
Yeah. You know, I think that's one reason ETC does so well, because people like you have the memory of the shows like Little House on the Prairie that families could tune into, and you didn't have to worry about what you were going to see. And I hear that all the time. People watch ETC because they know that they can sit down with their family and it's comfortable. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's why ETC is so successful, and that's important.
Well, it's a good clean place to work. You know, I'm around a lot of people, and you know, it's a lot of things you hear in a lot of places, and I just like to say this to give them a little word of appreciation from me. You know, you don't hear a lot of foul language and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
and I appreciate that.
That's right.
It's a good atmosphere and a good place to be.
Right.
And I think one of the questions that was there, maybe that was asked on the thing, is what I enjoy most about my job, and I guess it's the people I work with and meet people, and of course I like what I do. It's a variety, and it always keeps me going. I get to see the countryside and see what's going on in the community and all, and so it's I just enjoy it, you know.
Well, somebody told me you stepped on Roger Futch's fingers.
On
Did
the
you
ladder?
do that?
Yeah,
How'd that happen?
Well,
Boy,
he got-
I'm afraid to step on anything of Roger's. I'm going to be cautious. Tell me how much trouble you got in. Did you get in any, and then I'll know whether I can
Well,
get by with it.
this was back when Roger and I kind of was you know, working side by side, you know, and I wouldn't want to step on him now, you know. But he was holding a ladder for me, and I was up above him, and he had his hands on the rung of the ladder instead of on the sides of the ladder. And
It
I
was
started
his fault. I knew it was his fault.
Well, I couldn't see where I was going, you know, and I just stepped down and I stepped on his hands, you know.
Oh, Lordy.
But they kind of kidded me about that, you know, but really I didn't know I wouldn't have done it on purpose.
No, we know you wouldn't. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you and talking to you, and I've seen you, but I wasn't sure what your position was at ETC.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, I see a lot of faces every day, and I'm beginning to put the names and remember those senior moments. Sometimes I don't remember names. So, but it was great talking to you. Now we're going to go to the community calendar, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by the president of Habitat for Humanity Pickens County and also a member of the Master Gardeners. See? Oh, I hate these senior moments. We'll be right back, guys. Welcome back. Have you got your coffee? Are you comfy? Are you ready to chat? We're going to chat about spring is coming. And we're going to talk about gardening and the farmers market in Jasper. We're joined by Al Rothe and Kathy Bell. Now, Al, tell me a little bit about how you became involved with the Master Gardeners Club.
Well, I was probably the world's worst gardener, and I figured this would be a good way to learn something about it. And so I heard about this program and decided I would sign up. And what I bring to the organization is not so much gardening skills, but I do have some organizational skills. And so I really enjoy what we do there.
Have you learned gardening from other members?
Oh yeah, there's always a sharing of information and techniques and that whenever we have meetings or when we're doing projects out in the community.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about some of the projects, because you and I talked about you do landscaping at some of the service-oriented companies like CARES.
Well, I don't know if you remember what the senior center used to look like before it was landscaped, but that was a major project we've been doing for several years. The senior center, we're fixing to do the landscape at the CARES headquarters over on behind the thrift store.
Which is our food pantry in
Right, a
Pickens
food
County.
pantry.
Right.
And we're also going to do the Habitat headquarters, a new building that was built next to the food pantry. We started last year doing Habitat for Humanity houses. We did 2 last year, and we'll do 2 more this year.
Right. And isn't that a joy, because it gives that house the completed look. You know what landscaping does for a yard, and you know, it's like I built a house 2 years ago and I'm still landscaping. And it takes a continuing, but to get it done and to have your group join in.
I've got to tell you a little story. We involve 4-H'ers on
Which
the
is a
Habitat
great
houses.
thing, yes.
And the Monday after we did one of the Habitat houses, we got a call from one of the mothers at she called the county agent's office and said, you know, my daughter came home crying Saturday. And we said, what was the matter? What did we do? You know, she said, no. She said she didn't realize the poor conditions that some people lived in, and she was so glad to be able to help a family get into a new home.
That's right.
So it really touched her life.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. We want to touch and do things for other people. Now, Kathy, tell me what you're involved in.
I've been a master gardener since '99 when I completed my course, and actually we were the first graduating class of Pickens County, our first group of master gardeners. And my project mainly has been the farmers market, organizing and creating the farmers market and improving it and seeing it through we start our 9th year this year.
And I have been amazed at its growth.
It's huge.
It is amazing. Now, it's on Wednesday mornings.
It's on Saturdays mornings and Wednesday mornings.
Okay.
The Wednesday mornings start in the middle of the summer when the produce starts coming in really fast. This year we've set our hours and our dates, and we open April 1st, the first Saturday in April, and we close the last Saturday in October, which this year is the 25th. Then our market on Wednesday opens June 18th, and then closes on Wednesdays the August 27th.
And you know, June 18th is about the time the first green beans come in. That's just about the time that you get your first fresh beans and squash, and that's neat. And you know, I was asking you about somebody who does potpourri down there. That's not a gardening item, and it's not a garden item, but it's a great item to have. And doesn't she use fresh dried vegetables and things, dried fruits that she does her own potpourri
I'm sure
with?
she used dried fruits and vegetables and cinnamon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we at our farmers market allow crafts, handmade crafts, and the main rules of our market is homemade or homegrown. And that's all that can come. It has to be your creation, and you have to do it. And it has let a lot of people in who have experimented with their talents, and some have gone very, very well, and then some go, well, let's change directions a little bit, and it's just marvelous.
Right. Well, I know an elderly lady who does ceramics, and she does the farmers market, and she does all the work herself. She does the painting. Lucy's sister, and I can't remember if it's Martha or Benny, I'm not sure, but it's funny because they went down there and did very, very well.
Yeah.
And it gave them an outlet to have a little extra money.
Right.
She did deer, wasn't it Christmas when she did all
Yeah,
those
they were
cute
very
deer?
good at
They
it.
were beautiful, yeah. And she did very well. And you know, she's a local elderly lady that supplemented her income. And it gave her an outlet to get out and talk to people and visit, because it's a happy place.
It's a social
Yes,
gathering.
it is a social affair.
Yes,
it
it is.
Yeah.
This year we've decided to open stay open a half hour later.
Oh,
so
good.
our hours this
Good.
year will be 7:30 to 12:30.
Good.
And we have done that to accommodate people that work on Saturdays that can't get there because they have to be at work at 8 or they don't get off until 12. So we're trying to accommodate the community, and if they let us know what they would like, then we do our best to make sure that everybody has a chance to shop at the market.
I could go through my yard right now and I could probably pick 60 items that I bought there, because I like the old-timey plants. I like things that come back. I like things that have a history of this area. And I always go, and when I find somebody that's thinning their bulbs, or, you know, I always buy what I can. And I have a lot of things there that I bought there. And they're nice folks, and they give you a little bit of knowledge, because I'm kind of like Al before. I don't know a lot about gardening, but I love it. And I love iris. And I love to get iris bulbs. Do you have
get
anybody there who
beautiful iris
shares
there.
bulbs? Yeah.
It's just, we don't know who's coming and who's bringing what. It's kind of just like the surprise of the day. We had one lady from up in LJ area who brought a lot of daylilies. And
I got some of those.
yeah, and she would pop them up and put them in the trunk of her car, and then lift her trunk up, and you could buy them from Mary. Her
Yeah,
name was
I remember
Mary.
that. You know, there's a farm up here that does dahlias. I love dahlias, and I'm always looking for neat dahlias. So maybe this year somebody will have some dahlias.
She came in the very beginning.
Really?
She did. She hasn't been there for many years, but
Really?
they did come.
Yeah. Now, Al, tell me what's going on. Habitat is busy, busy, busy.
Let me mention one other thing about
sir.
Master Gardeners, folks.
Okay.
We'll get a plug in for our plant sale.
Oh, yes.
If you're looking for plants, we have our major fundraiser is a plant sale, and we share equally with the 4-H club, and it's a very successful plant sale, and so consequently, our Master Gardener group and our 4-Hers are very well funded, which helps us
And
with
when
the
is
programs.
that plant sale?
The plant sale, we mailed out 800 letters this week. There'll be an ad in the paper. You go to our website, pickensmg.com. There's forms and brochures to show the plants. We have about 80 different plants that we sell. We've sold probably 7,000 or 8,000 blueberry and blackberry plants since we've been doing this.
Are you going to have blackberries this time?
And we have blueberries and blackberries every year. So
Oh, good.
go to our website, pickensmg.com, and check it out. We have some great plants. We pre-sale, and then we have a pickup day. It's going to be March 15th at the Red Barn back behind the Jasper Middle School.
Right.
There's a map on the website and all things. So go check that out. Great plants.
And reasonable prices.
Reasonable prices.
Right, and it helps the community.
Helps the
and you know,
community.
that's what both of y'all are about, giving back to the community. Because what you do gives back to the community,
Yes.
whether it's in fundraising or if it's in going out and decorating a Habitat house. And you know how I feel about Habitat, because I just, you know, I was so pushy about getting that cookbook done, I bet drove people crazy. But I know we have to raise money. You have to, and that's part of it. So you have to have a good fundraiser. Now, we hope to have another good fundraiser for Hullabaloo, don't we?
That's correct. We're in the planning process now for our 4th annual Habitat Hullabaloo. It's going to be at the Lee Newton Park on April the 19th, Saturday, from 10 to 4.
We started about 10:30, I think.
Yeah, I think entertainment starts about 11. We are going to have the cook-off again this year, and these are state championship barbecue and chili cook-offs. Quite prestigious. You get an automatic invite to some of the big national shows
right.
if you win this.
Right. And yesterday, our guest, her son-in-law, helps us. Brad Rutledge cooks
Okay.
at the cook-off. Yeah. And you know, one of the restaurants that was involved last year, a local restaurant, Barbecue out of Jasper, did well 2 years ago, and then last year too. But we have people from Florida, Alabama, Texas. They come from everywhere. And it's fun for folks to get to taste the different ways. You know, I make chili one way,
Right.
but there are 10,000 chili recipes.
Yeah, and this is evolving. We're new at this fundraising event process, and we're trying to feeling our way through it. This year, we're going to do some things a little different. We had at the last minute last year, we had a raffle and a couple of things to auction off, and it was very successful. So we're going to continue that theme on. We're going to have we hope to have a huge silent auction and raffle at this year's event. And of course, we're going to have great food. You're going to come out and get great food at a reasonable price.
cobbler.
Yep.
Banana pudding.
We're going to bring the cars back. We had cars at the first Hullabaloo.
And we had rain the
We had
next
rain
year.
the next year. Nobody
Thank you,
showed
Lord,
up.
for the rain. Thank
We're
you.
going to we're going to have a cruise in. We'll have games for children's and events and vendors. This year we're looking for around North Georgia for some of the best vendors for arts and crafts and antiques and collectibles.
And you know, I can tell you that the rocking chairs we've been featuring here, that we're going to give away one next Thursday. The guys who make those rocking chairs are going to make rocking chairs available, and we're going to have those at the park.
Great.
And I can tell you from sitting on those rocking chairs on Heart of the Home and here on the set, oh, those chairs rock good, and they sit good, and they're locally made in Tennessee. And good family, and they will be there, and they will have a booth there. So I think that's going to be wonderful.
And the other thing is, this is free of charge. There's no entry fee. You come in. We hope we have a lot of activities and events to get you out to the park, get a good meal, and help a very worthy Christian ministry do its work in Pickens County.
Right. And we call it our friend maker, our fund maker, and our friend maker.
Yes.
And you know, you can buy the Habitat cookbook there. You can meet folks who can get you doing our volunteer work, you know, and I hope that people will come out and do volunteer work with us too, because you can meet, doesn't Patricia coordinate that? You know, so it's a
Patricia
good day
Turner.
for people to find out what we all do that helps Habitat.
Yeah, we're currently working on our 8th Habitat house in Pickens County, which is, I think, is excellent since we only really got started in 2002.
Right.
We have our 9th house going to start very soon. It will be finished by the end of the year. So this will be 9 families with children that have moved out of substandard housing into new, affordable, decent houses that they own.
And one of the best blessings of my life was to be on the selection committee for a family. Because when you get to choose to make a difference in their life and you meet with them in their current living conditions, and you know that they can do this, and you know, not just meeting them, working with them, because they have to put in so many hours on their own house. It's amazing the friendships and the relationships we develop with these people, because it's a big family. It's a big family, and it's a wonderful family. Now, tell folks how they can get in touch with, as far as vendors. If people want to be a vendor to bring their crafts or their wares to the Hullabaloo, what is there a number set up?
There's a couple of different things you can do. There's we have a website also. Habitat does. It's I got a note here. It's PickensHFH.org.
Okay.
So it's like Pickens Habitat for Humanity. It's PickensHFH.org. That's our website. You can click on the Hullabaloo. There will be forms there if you want to be in the chili cook-off or if you want to be in the barbecue cook-off. There's forms there. We're looking for sponsors. We have sponsors for this event. There's forms there for sponsors. You can also call.
ETC has been very, very helpful with being a sponsor for that for years. And that's another idea of ETC giving back to the community and the local banks. And, you know, that's just like the Morgan Cantrell Fund. It's folks working together to help the community. And that's what we're about. So.
We also have a phone. I think I went off and didn't bring the phone number.
Shame.
But the phone number, the phone number would be on the website. I'm looking in my notes, and I got everything but the phone number.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out, and
Yeah.
I'll get it for them next
Okay.
week. I think we actually had it on our community calendar.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Kathy, what else do you do to stay active with the gardeners?
I work on all the educational committees mostly. We did a master gardening training session last year and taught 40 interested people from Pickens, Gilmer, and Cherokee County to be master gardeners. And our Pickens County group got 18 new interns, and most of them have put in all their required hours. So I teach classes in that in that group. And then just in October, we had a advanced training class to teach master gardeners about invasives, and so I work on those training classes a lot. And we do some landscaping at the jail, the old jail in Pickens County, which we've put in an old garden kind of hair.
I love that because you used all my favorite old plants.
Right.
Yeah.
And this year nobody watered it, not once, and it just keeps right on ticking.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that
it needs
something?
weeding is about the only thing we do, but the plants just multiply and grow and
Wow.
never need tending as far as watering or anything like that.
Now, speaking of watering, because we have had a drought, and you know, many landscaping businesses have suffered. And hopefully, with the governor and our prayers, I hope that, you know, maybe this year we'll turn it around, because a lot of people actually had to change their business because their landscaping suffered so drastically. We were talking a little bit about a rain barrel program. Tell me about that.
I'm not really into the rain barrel. Have you?
Is
did
Al?
you go to
Yeah,
that meeting?
I think I'm one of the ones that really proposed this from the beginning. I really wanted to do it last year. We just didn't get a chance to do it. But we have some folks that are real interested in it. We want to do a rain barrel program. Don't know exactly all the details yet, but we're hoping that, you know, this will be a free program where if you come up and you sign up for this and you take this course, you'll go home with a rain barrel. We're going to work with Coca-Cola to see if we can get us a truckload of barrels at a decent price. And if you go out and buy a lot of these plants at the plant sale, we'll have a lot of money to fund this rain barrel program.
Right. And now listen, let me ask you about tell us again, we've got to go to our contest because today's contest day. Let me ask you again about the plant sale. Give us the date, the time, any phone numbers you have on that.
You can call the depot, the county agent's office. That's 706-253
8840.
8840. Go to our website, pickensmg.com. The orders have to be in by March the 5th.
Okay.
And the pickup
And
day will
it
be.
benefits 4-H.
It benefits 4-H and the Pickens County Master Gardeners.
Good, good. Well, y'all, please participate in that. And both of you, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Today is contest day, and we know those little ladies are sitting around waiting to do this contest. And we're going to talk a little bit about all the restaurants that help us with these contests. And I can't say thanks enough to them. We're going to talk about them just a little bit. We're going to run to the sports calendar and see what Dave's got going on. When we come back, we're going to talk contests, girls, so hang around. Lordy me, I love live TV. We went to the sports. Angela, tell them what we did.
We went to the weather so you know what sport you can play this weekend.
That's right, that's right. You just thought you were going to get the sports, but you got the weather, so you know you can play soccer if you're outside, or you can go inside if it's too. Speaking of this weekend, we will be racing this weekend. It begins race week right now. And Nicholas, who is featured in Chasing Racing Magazine, will be racing. And we will be in Carnesville at the racetrack. Tori is doing a project for photography about racing. She'll be there for college. And tell me this email we got that live TV, we've done it, guys. We are 5 minutes late making this announcement. But tell them what happened.
Christy Easterwood, who actually won the contest last week for the Breakfast with Annie's, she sent us a lovely email to remind all the Pickens County viewers at 9:10 this morning
5
there
minutes
is
ago.
going to be a tornado siren test. And she says this is part of Severe Weather Awareness Week. And other counties may also be participating. So, Christy, we're really sorry we missed it. And if you are there and you heard it, it's a test.
It's only a test.
It's a
and you
test.
know, welcome to live TV. The last 5 weeks have been a test, and I give us a B+.
Yeah.
I give us a B+. It was, director says we got an A. Yay.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much. And guys, you have made that possible. You tune in daily. You tune in sometimes 3 times a day, and I love that. I love when people come back. That means they liked us. And one of the things they're loving, not liking, is this contest we have on Fridays. And during the week, I've met people who say, you talk about these great restaurants, tell us about them. Sharp Mountain Grill, that was our first contest winner, is located just beside the courthouse in Pickens County on the right side down a little side street. And then the next winner, Three Sisters, which is just straight across from the courthouse, has the best Three Sisters salad you ever put in your mouth. And the third week was Annie's, what can I say, 1995 Talking Rock Road. Annie is a dear, dear woman who's
a sweetheart.
Yes, and this week the Davis House in Ella is doing the gift certificate, and the Davis House happens to be Annie's brother. So good country cooking up here. And then next week we have the Carriage House. We have the Peking Garden in Jasper. The Carriage House is right next to the courthouse in Jasper.
I love the Carriage House for breakfast. They
It's
have
great.
the most incredible French toast.
Right.
And they have a homemade granola with yogurt and fruit.
Right.
You get this huge cup, and it is incredible.
It's
a
great.
really good price,
Yeah.
and you get full.
And you saw Dawn on the show because she was the lady who gave a kidney to someone. And we can't pass up the Blackberry Ridge Eatery. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. It is just on the hill beside the Conoco in Fannin County where the old Long John Silver's used to be. And actually, I'm going to place an order with Al for some of the blackberry bushes because they have blackberries in their restaurant. And they wanted some bushes to set outside, so that's going to be awesome. Now, we are going to give away a gift certificate to the Davis House here in Ellijay, to the 5th caller to call, because today is the end of our 5th week. And we got an A. I love it. Yay! Yay! Y'all call in right now, and the 5th person to call is going to get $50 in gift certificates to the Davis House here in Ellijay. And they are going to be moving to a new location maybe in a week or so. And I understand somebody else is going in their building. But nice family, nice people, good food, very clean, nice folks. So let's see who wins this contest today. We've had winners from the lady from Macedonia the day we talked about you riding the lawnmower,
I'm lawnmower girl.
to take her child to school. Yes, we talked about that. We had a winner from Macedonia. We had a winner from Ellijay. We had a winner from Pickens. So we love that y'all are just kind of splitting it up. Now the number to call, 866-939-TODAY. What is Cherie Martin's favorite thing to make for dinner? Reservations, of course.
Oh, and can I say just real quick, the 911 dispatchers in Pickens County are watching us, so hey to you guys.
Hey, y'all, and you do a great job. Thank you so much. And you know, folks are watching. And what do we pray for? Folks would watch.
Right.
Folks would tune in, and they would keep in touch. And I have the best job in the world. I love it. And your daughter, who's doing a story about this set and everything, Mary Turk in Ellijay is the contest winner. Well, congratulations, and thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And I hope you were at the Inspirations concert and got a blessing last night. So, you know, in the coming weeks, we have had some great guests. We're going to have more great guests. Scotty Mayfield's going to come back. I've invited him. He's going to be back to do 2 Heart of the Homes, and that day he will also speak to the Rotary in Blue Ridge on March the 11th. And we have some guests who are the authors of Chef and the Fat Man, a cookbook, and they have the only syndicated radio show in the country, and it's a cooking show on radio. Imagine that.
And I thumbed through that. That has some really good looking, easy to do recipes.
And we
just
know
from thumbing
I'm
through.
about easy to do. Now also, I'm getting some precious cards and letters. Paulette, thank you very much. Y'all, you have made this so much fun, and the guests have made it fun. Now, one of the people I can't wait to talk to, were you at the women's seminar in Pickens? Mountainside does this seminar every year. Dr. Frangipani was there. I listened to him, and I sat there, and I thought, what an awesome man. He will be here on Friday, February the 22nd. And on the 19th, I believe, Morris Stansel will be here. He will be in the house playing the piano and singing one of the 200 songs he's written.
Wow.
Everybody in gospel music knows that he's written the Inspiration several songs that they were very successful with. So we are branching out. You know, we're getting people from here, people from there. Scotty Mayfield loved being here.
I heard everybody loved the goodies he brought.
I think Adam really loved Scotty being here.
The ice cream.
And I heard a little bit about seems like one of Danny Hensley's family has eaten a lot of banana pudding ice cream. So
I've never tried that. Actually,
I've never tried it, but
to.
she said it was awesome. It was awesome. And you know, our guests have been easy to talk to. I usually talk to them a couple of minutes before we go on the set, and then that's it. So this is truly spontaneous. You know, we don't have a script. We don't know what's going to happen. We do know where we're going to be happening this weekend. We're going to be at Carnesville at the racetrack, and my son better do well. And I will be the woman in the motorhome cooking. And, you know, I do an article in Chasing Racing magazine that came from Heart of the Home, and Heart of the Home started right here on ETC3. Yeah. And, you know, there are a lot of programs here that started here that people tune into every week. That is awesome. That is awesome. And we have a schedule, you know, they have the schedule on the internet. We're available on the internet, and we're hearing from people everywhere who are watching. And you know, I have to say this. We talked a little bit about Harry Doss early, and then yesterday Melton watched the rerun of he and Harry on Elvis's birthday, and he didn't know he'd had a heart attack, but I have to say they are doing so well. And let me just read one short paragraph. This is from Lynn Doss. First of all, your thoughts and prayers. We are humbled and truly thankful. Over the course of the past few days, many times that she was scattered or tired and too tired to pray, but she was constantly aware that many of you were praying for Harry and for our family. And that is what sustained us and made all the difference in this past week. I'm confident that they were heard. They were heard because Judge Harry's doing fine. Don't know how Lynn and the kids are doing because they're dealing with Judge Harry
Yeah.
having to be quiet and having to be
Yeah.
calm and having to rest.
And he's so energetic and
He is
so
so-
much fun to be around. He's just, you know, kind of not
He
really
is.
hyper, but just really fun. I love Judge Harry. He's awesome.
He is a good man. He is a good man and has a great wife. And we know behind many good men are great women.
Great
So
women.
in the coming weeks, you're going to meet some good guys and some women who have excelled in what they do. We've been focusing on adoption a little bit, and on Tuesday we're going to have some families, one who adopted one child, one who adopted, I believe, 4.
Wow.
So that's going to be exciting.
Wow.
And every time I hear about adoption, Siggy,
Right.
a great story. You know,
Right.
we have a family member who was adopted from an orphanage, and it's wonderful because he's been a blessing to our family, and we're so grateful that a lady in Germany chose him, brought him home,
Right.
and he's part of the family. So.
Right, yeah. Oh, and you also think about, you know, rescuing children, and then pets need to be adopted also.
That's right. You are
And
the
I
pet
have-
adoption queen.
I
That's
have
right.
adopted a baby that when my daughter was a junior in high school, I started to have empty nest really bad a year early before
Yeah.
she even thought about going to college. And went down to a pound and rescued a puppy that's a beautiful lab. And so not only think about the children that need homes, but there's a
Right.
lot of pets that need homes
Right,
also.
right.
And I wouldn't take anything for her. I
No,
take her to
she
work every
wouldn't.
day, and
Yes, she
Mama,
does.
Mama
Yes.
loves her grand dog.
No, Mama has a hard time with the dog. Now, we have to say Goldavi's birthday.
Oh.
Tomorrow, I believe, is Golda V. Davis's birthday, who makes the best cranberry salad in
Yes,
the world. And
she
25
does.
years,
And she looks beautiful still to this day.
she
She's
is so
pretty.
beautiful. We're not going to say, I know she's in her 70s, but I can say she is in her beautiful 70s.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
And-
But she's
and-
pretty from the inside out.
Yeah, she is pretty from the inside out. And her daughters portray that too, don't they? Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
love you.
amazing. Yeah, we love you, Golda V. Happy birthday, and a good day to Kyle. I
Yeah.
hope he's there with you today.
Yeah.
Now, you know, this is the end of 5 weeks.
I know.
The end of 5 weeks.
I know.
So much fun, so many great messages, so many nice people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how much fun it was going to be, or I'd have done it sooner. Roger, why didn't you think of this sooner?
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Yeah.
You know, we're going to next week have some good guests. And guys, on February the 18th, we will be going to 2 hours. We'll have more guests. We'll have more time to talk to them, and we'll kind of not feel so pressured, because a lot of days we get a lot of emails that I can't get to.
Right.
And I get some great things from you, and then sometimes I have to push them aside because we can't
Right.
get to it. But next week we'll have another contest. Next week we're going to have another restaurant, and the Woodbridge Inn, oh goodness, is involved in the contest too now. We have the Woodbridge Inn in the next few
I
weeks.
just want to say I loved seeing Hans the other day, and congratulations, Hans, on the
Congratulations.
excellent news.
That's right, and I
so
bought
wonderful.
you a ticket for our Heart Healthy Lunch. Don't forget that. We'll be talking about it on Monday. So from North Georgia Now today, I'm Cherie Martin.
And I'm Angela Burgess.
I hate to say goodbye.
So we'll say see you tomorrow.
See you later.
Later. I'm
See
sorry.
you later.
And
I
actually, it's
can't fire
Monday.
you.
It's Monday.
We'll see you later. Only on ETC 3. Bye-bye.